guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Brad from Always Something Garage. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things I love about the CBR 929RR.
Chuki Beats.
Okay, number one thing. I love the power of this motorcycle. It is not a modern day sport bike, 185 horsepower back wheel motorcycle. This is probably a 130 horsepower back wheel motorcycle, and that is plenty fine for what I'm trying to do at this age. I'm 52 years old, and this is all I need. But the power delivery is great. It's very smooth. It can be somewhat violent at times, the way that it can come across, but it is still smooth. And I know that's always weird when people say that about motorcycles, but until you ride motorcycles, you wouldn't understand what that means. But the power is very smooth. And what I mean is, when you're on back roads, you don't feel like if you're going to get into a hard turn that the throttle is going to be very touchy, which a lot of beginner riders are nervous of that because that's how you wreck, giving too much power in a turn, letting that back wheel break free. This bike is very good at just letting the rider ride. Number 2 thing that I like about this bike is the reliability. This bike here, this particular model that I own, has 48,000 plus miles on it. It starts up every time. It runs like a dream. I'm never worried about it. These bikes have been known for being reliable. Pretty much all Honda motorcycles have been known for being reliable. And that's a peace of mind when you're a person who's out in the woods. Most people that ride these bikes are usually out in the woods someplace, and you want to know that you have a motorcycle that will get you back home and get you through the situation and has enough power to get you through a bad situation in turns and corners and things like that. The number 3 thing that I like about this bike is the handling. Now, you can put a couple of those things together as far as like power and the handling, but the handling itself, this bike, the way that the rake and trail on this bike is, it really is agile because of its weight. It falls into turns, well, with no problem. I mean, 90-degree turns on your average street corner, I can just lay this thing down without a problem. Even at 30 miles an hour, to really take it. It is set up really nice like that. Not gonna lie, one of the problems with having that small turning radius like that is that at high speed, sometimes you may get wobbles. So a lot of times what you do to fix that on this bike is to put either an Olin or a GBR steering damper on there. That'll take away that whole problem, put you right back to hard street ride and hard track ride. All right, so a lot of people may think that handling is the most important thing, but on this bike, now number 4 thing that I love is the comfort. I can get my feet flat down on the ground and actually set right inside the bike perfectly. If you look at my stance on this bike, it is super comfortable. I barely look like I move. If you look at how I look. So this is probably one of the, I would say, less aggressive stances, but still somewhat aggressive, that will give you, like I said, a probably 200 plus mile ride with this bike without you having too many problems. And that's also goes into part of how the handling is. As you can see, the sitting on it, being able to get your body into it, being able to get twisted, as you can see, I'll get it sideways. I can really, really get into this bike, which is how I ride this bike a lot of times, is like this. So it gives you a lot of room, a lot of mobility on the bike to get around, and very, very great because of the way the tank is. It gives you some safety. most guys that grew up riding dirt bikes or anything like that usually have some type of grip on the side of their bike, because that's what we're looking for. We need some type of feedback off the bike, someplace to get grip off when we're riding. So this bike really does that incredibly. All right, so the last and final thing, the number 5 thing on here, is the feedback. I've always liked that this year, probably from the 97 to the 2000, I guess 3, I like that model year. The twitchiness gives me a sense of the feedback. I'm running this bike with Michelin Tire 5s, which give you, they're a little higher profile tire, falls in the corners a lot better. But the bike in general really lets you builds your confidence, because it lets you know when you're pushing a little too hard without making you wreck. You know, it allows you that time for you to grow into your speed. And that's something that you have to learn about motorcycles, is the ability to have the time to learn to grow into your speed. And it's different than buying a motorcycle that you just turn the throttle and it goes 160. You have to ride this bike up to 160. It's just not going to go there because you turn your wrist. So that's one of the things that I think with this bike is the feedback is incredible. You really feel it in your feet. You feel the vibration of the motor, the way you'll hear it later on, the way that it sounds, the vibrations, all of it together really put you in a nice place as a rider to understand what's going on with you and the bike all at the same time. And that's it for that. All right, guys, that's the end of the 5 things I love about my 2001 CBR929. Please stay tuned, like and subscribe, and look forward to having more motorcycle videos come back at you soon.